There's
Oh, hey,
Jason.
Jason. All right. Well, we will go ahead and get started. This call is going to be led by the ladies that went to Gold School. So I'm so excited to hear about it because I wasn't able to go. But first, I was just going to cover a few announcements. And so right now, the reset is going on for August. So if you have people in there, you want to make sure you're engaging with them, messaging them, keeping them excited, checking in on them every day. Make sure they read those pro tips. I think those are very important for people to read because I can't tell you how many times someone, oh, the bone broth, I can't do it. Well, let's try mixing them, and some of that stuff's in those pro tips. So make sure that they're reading those. Our next sample group is this week, Thursday, Friday, and we have a pink 15 Wednesday night. So let's see if we can pack that sample group. At this point, it would be giving out samples to your local friends. But that's still doable. Get samples in people's hands, even if it's one stick of Slim and they just put them in there. And then the other announcement I want to go over really quick is what we're doing after this reset. And sorry if I sound all snotty, I am. So starting on August 15th, it's going to be 2 weeks. It's going to be a buddy or a partner step challenge. It's going to be held in the reset group. It's called Let's Get Active. So what we're doing is we got this idea from some other jewels, but you grab a partner and the team pays $10 entry fee. So each person would pay $5, $10 entry fee. I will collect those. That will go towards grand prizes. And then the girls that, those of you who have said you'll help out with challenge groups, we're going to be calling on y'all too to help out. Once we know how many teams we have, we'll know how much we need. So it'll be for 2 weeks. The goal is for you and your partner every day to get a combined 20,000 steps every day. And then what they'll do is everybody will put their check-in post each day. And then whichever team has the most steps at the end gets the grand prize. And the grand prize is going to be each person of the team gets tennis shoes. And so what we're going to do for that is basically just give them the choice of either Dick's Sporting Goods or Scheels gift card for $100 each so they can go buy some new sneakers. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anybody have questions about that? So we want to start promoting this now. I will put some graphics in the Together We Rise group and in the chat after this. But what we're also encouraging is, let me share my screen and get those graphics pulled up. Jody, I think you had a question while I'm pulling this up.
Is this only for people that did the reset, or can they have somebody outside of the reset that they want to buddy with and do it?
That's the goal.
But they have
is
to
get
flexible,
new.
right?
The goal is to get new people.
Okay.
Or get some people who haven't ordered in a while to order. Okay. These are going to be the combos. So they can do an active and hydrate combo. They can do the Slim Active Ease or the Slim with 2 actives and a hydrate, the refresh and replenish combo. Can y'all see that? Is it showing? Okay. So this is going to be their combo options. Obviously this one, they wouldn't qualify to use a $10 coupon, but if they got 2 twin packs, they could. And 2 twin packs would also count for Leaders Retreat contest. And then both of these would count for Leaders Retreat contest. So, but if all they order is this, that's totally fine too. And then maybe you have some people who, they never order 100 PV, definitely reaching out to those kind of people because maybe they would just at least order this combo. This combo gives them enough active and hydrate for the 2 weeks time frame. So, but we also want to be the goal of this is getting new people and to get people in the reset to grab a partner who hasn't ordered ever and do it with them.
That was going to be my question is, are you picking your own partner or do you say you're in and then we draw for partners?
No, you bring your own partner. You choose your partner. You each pay $5. So each team has a $10 entry fee to be in the Let's Get Active. So if you joined late, this starts on the 15th, but we want to start promoting it now. And the information about it will start in the reset group 2 days beforehand. So, but we want to start promoting it now. And then as soon as this reset's done, you'll see us posting in there about it too. We don't want to take away from the reset stuff that's going on in there right now. But we're going to run it in that same group. And then in September, we'll have the reset again. And that's the 11th through the 13th. All right. Any questions, comments, snide remarks?
Are those the only combos that they can choose from? Like, what if they get a Slim, Active, and a MetaBurn?
That's fine.
Okay.
I would say as long as they're using Active.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Because I don't want to take away from these ladies. They're going to be talking tonight. All right. Well, I will turn it over. What's the order, Beth?
Jody's going to start.
Okay. So first off, Gold School was amazing. So anybody who hasn't been to Gold School and you get an invite, I highly recommend that you go. It was a lot of fun. We learned a lot. We laughed. It was just, yeah, it was a good time. And just a side note, Jason has a new nickname. He is the Pants Man. So Genevieve actually talked about his picture of his pants that she posted in the Brand Ambassador Academy group. And so he went and introduced himself. And so now he's also got a whole new group of friends. So yeah, so there you go. But what I took out of Gold School, and let me tell you again, there was a lot of information and we didn't even cover everything that was in the little book that they gave us, was that Genevieve said, you know, some order is better than no order. And as like Melanie was sharing with that graphic, you know, if you have a new person and budget is just really going to be a big concern for them and they order that, you know, the 2 bags of Active, it's better than no order. And that was hard for me to wrap my brain around because I have a lot of people who tell me that budget is an issue once they become a customer. And so I always talk to them about, you know, the welcome pack, because I feel like that's the biggest bang for your buck. You get, you know, you get to try Slim and you're trying, you know, depending on what you're ordering, you know, you can have the ProBio 5 and BioCleanse, or maybe it's, you know, Slim and Active and MetaBurn. You're trying these products for 30 days and you've got the 60-day money back guarantee. But then I have people that have dropped off. I mean, and I was sharing with Beth, I actually have 38 level 1s right now in my back office that aren't ordering anything. And so for me, 38 of them, if they were just to place that order for that twin pack, I believe as long as it's 50 PV or more, I would earn 4 points per order. So if all 38 of those people ordered a 50 PV order, I would have 152 more points this month for August. That's amazing. Like right now I'm at 290. Could you imagine 152 as I'm working towards Ruby, what that would do for me? And then I also have level 2s, because my level 2s, I would get 2 points for their order for the same thing. That would be another 60 points. And right there between the 290 that I have and 38 people ordering a $50 PV plus the level 2s, I would be at 500 and just over 500 points. So I think, you know, it's important for us to look at our customers. And I'm not necessarily, you know, Do I want to do this for new customers? Not really. I mean, I really want to push them towards a welcome pack, obviously. But again, no orders, better than, an order is better than no order. So I'm going to focus on my level 1s and my level 2s that aren't ordering, and really try to get them to see the benefits of trying to place an order of something, what's the one thing that they're most frustrated with their health, and what product can we get them that will get them as close to that 50 PV as possible. So that's my takeaway from Gold School. Don't let an order go.
I love that. When you break it down to as far as your points, it's very eye-opening. Very eye-opening. So
yeah, we did that on the car ride home, and as I was counting them all on the iPad, I was like, and I got to 38, and I'm totaling this, I was like, that's 152 points. Like, I messaged Beth right away. I was like, we have to come up with something to help me reach out to these people. Now, I do know out of those 38 people that there are people that are just not going to order. Like, I already know who they are. They've already told me they're probably going to cancel their memberships. Okay, fine. But still, you just have to really look at what you have and try to figure out what you can do to help them. That was why they came in the first place, is because they wanted help, and we just need to find the way to do that. So
just know that the twin pack of Active is 45 PV. So
well, then they need 3 a bag. So just saying.
I'm just saying, be mindful of that as we're promoting Let's Get Active.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's the hard part. We don't pay attention to the PV, and we really need to look at what the products are for the PV. So
yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Janet. Did she get on?
I'm here. I just have to unmute. So one of the other little activities that we did was mapping out our bees. And when I did that, which I kind of already knew, but when I did that, and what I mean by mapping them out is putting me in the middle and then putting my VIPs around me. And if those VIPs have one, then making another leg and putting a little bubble and putting their name in it. And I didn't do it for the whole group, but I tried to pick out my ones that had at least one person underneath them. And as I looked at that, and I kind of quickly realized that, business building is a problem that I have, finding those right ones. And I got a lot of people that have one person or 2 people. And when those one persons or 2 people, then they're not ordering anymore. So, my business building, is just kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. So one of the things that Genevieve talked about was winning conversations and not always starting out with the product, but being bold, having bold conversations, and leading with the opportunity. So when you're looking at Facebook, and especially as we go back to school, those moms or new moms or whatever have you, if someone's having a job opportunity or a job challenge, to maybe lead with the opportunity with them, maybe even before they've tried the products, saying that I know we've never connected before about how moms, and insert whatever the niche is or niche, have an income opportunity with Plexus. But I thought I'd ask if you have any reason to check it out for yourself and decide if this might not be a good fit for you. And then tell them a little bit about the income opportunity. And one of the things that we talked about is, if you stop and think about it, it's not hard to even come up, they haven't even started the products yet, but it's not hard to come up with if they bring one person a week, one VIP a week, then they have earned enough money for that month to pay for their products, the base 100 PV products. And if they don't want to hear about the opportunity right now, then no worries. I just had to check. I appreciate you. Since our mission is to help people experience more hope, health, and happiness, in the event that you are looking to transform any of your area of your health, I've got a sample for you. Would you be interested in trying it? And there was other examples as well that they used that we have in the book that we can share. But I did it today. I had a VIP I went and shared with, and it happens to be a family member. And I said, and, as she was ready to place an order. She's just trying to tell me what flavor of Slim she wants. And I did not expect that. She's watched us for over a year. And I didn't expect her to be ready to order anything. And so at the end, I said, and as you try these and, you like them, things, you see a lot of people, you touch a lot of people. Don't be afraid to offer it to them and see what happens. So there you have it.
Love that.
Awesome. Thank you, Janet. That's really good. I think Stacy's next.
I'm going to talk about it was one of the jewels. I don't know which one. It was the first one, but she talked about doing it scared.
Beth Anderson.
There.
Mhm.
So, and that was a big thing for me, because a lot of things that, like adding 3 Facebook friends a day, is scary for me, because I think, well, they're going to think, why am I asking them to be their friend? And then, like she said, call that friend that has kind of been very negative about Plexus this whole time, and just pick up the phone and call them and talk to them about it. Talk to a stranger. There's all kinds of different things. Just be scared as you're doing it. If you're not scared, you're not doing it right. So that was a big takeaway for me, because just pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and it's kind of scary. So
Yeah. Yep. It can be.
yeah.
Yep. So don't overthink it, right?
Right. Exactly. So
That's when we make ourselves scared, because we sit and we think about it.
yes, very true. Very true.
That's right. Very good. Thank you. Let's see here. Phoebe, did Phoebe get on? I can't see everybody.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Phoebe. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi. Okay. So Genevieve talked about our failures and normalizing our failures as part of the learning process. And that's hard for me, because I don't like to fail, but I know that we fail all the time. I mean,
Fail
she even
forward,
made us,
right?
right. And she
Yeah.
even made us, get up and cheer that when we get 3 no's, cheer, yay, because then you'll get some yeses. But she talked about how when we first start talking to people, how we're up here, she called it a 15. And she said, we want to get down to a 5, but we have to be at that 15 to understand that's too much. People want to run from us, and that we need to learn how to get to that 5 so that they want to stay and listen. She talked about following a brownie recipe. She said that when she was talking about dialing it back, is what she called the 15 and the 5, dialing it back. And she said with the brownie recipe, you can dial a brownie recipe back. Like, instead of making 2 batches, you make 1 batch, or 2 dozen, you make 1 dozen. But that you still need all the ingredients. And so we still have to do all the things, was what her point was. And she said those things are that we need to add 3 to our network, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. And we need to sell to 3. We need to enroll 3. We need to retain 3 for 3 months. And we need to rank a silver. We need to duplicate. And she said that we need to open our minds to the things that might be holding us back, and to be able to hear those things, like maybe from our leaders, or maybe from the people that are closest to us that are cheering us on and helping us to move forward. Constructive criticism, I guess. And she said, when we need to go out and meet people, she said the 3 people that we add to our network, we need to get out there and meet people in all the places, because we're trying to build a community, and we need to get out in our community and meet all the people. And we need to add 3 every month. We need to sell to 3, and then she said 4. She wants to be on the, I guess the, like what y'all had said the other day, you know, if you need 4, maybe try for 6, because then you're safe that way. But she said to try and get 3 to 4 people a month, 1 a week. I think Janet had said that, and to be intentional with that. She said you have to have a business model to feed your dreams if you want to rank up. And so you have to do all those 3s and then duplicate. Some people will just want to purchase, and that's okay. But they'll eventually become customers long-term. But the goal is to duplicate. So that's what we're trying to get to make silvers and senior silvers. And then she gave a few little tidbits and said, well, she said that to find a silver, find people who want their products paid for, or they want to create an income with Plexus. And I guess she was still talking about being intentional to find those kind of people. I think for me, I'm comfortable with people who are in pain because I was in pain. And so I think I'm duplicating that. And I have all customers. I don't have anybody who really wants to sell. And I don't think I'm being as intentional about finding those people who want to run with us. So that was eye-opening for me. She said to talk to the people, the community, whoever you're talking to, your potential customers, about their current life, to empathize with them about what's going on in their life. That's how you are going to win their trust and confidence, because she said don't sell on social media. She said what you want to do is like the post I put last night, that was her all the way. I would have never posted that about Jason's pants. And she said I would take those pants and I would put them out there, and all the things that I said on my post, that's what she said. And I did it word for word. And I wanted to laugh after and put a bunch of laughy faces because I thought it was such a funny post. But I put it out there and I got a lot of likes on it. Hopefully people are thinking, and I said, if you want these pants, let me know, call me or text me or message me, and you can have these pants. I think she's so hilarious. And then after I put it out there, I thought, what are people thinking, you know, when I put that out there? But I did it, and I did it scared and did it afraid. But she said, don't sell on social media, go on. And I did this for like 3 hours last night. I went on a bunch of people's pages and just chatted or commented on what was going on in people's lives. It took a long time, and I don't have like 1,000 friends, but I got through half my people. And today, all those people that I did that with commented on both of my posts today. So when you go on people's Facebook and you don't just heart it, you said that too. It makes you relevant on their Facebook. And so that was really eye-opening for me too, because everybody I went to, people I hadn't seen in a while, they came back and commented on my post from this morning, was it when I was in my jammy jams. And She said that if you go in an elevator, she said, don't just go and like their post. She said, if you go in an elevator and somebody says, hi, how you doing? And you just go, you know, those kind of things. So I thought that was really, really funny.
Yeah, have a conversation. We don't,
yeah.
in real life, we don't just go to somebody on the elevator, right?
So
Yeah, that was good.
Those were the things that stuck with me the most. So
Awesome. Thank you. And Phoebe won her name was John, for a convention registration, a free
Nice.
convention registration. So
That's
that was
awesome.
pretty
So
exciting.
I already bought my ticket, so they're going to reimburse me. I don't know how that's going to happen,
Nice.
but I also got a meal, like a $55 meal paid for too. So
That's so awesome.
it was really nice.
It's her lucky weekend. Yep. Thank you,
Well,
Phoebe.
and I just want to say too that this is my first event, and
Yeah.
I loved. The thing that got me the most was seeing everybody in person after seeing everybody on Facebook, and I just really enjoyed seeing everybody's face and being able to hug them and talk to them in person. Noelle, I love you. You are just so amazing. She's like right there. I'm like that too. We both have the same kind of personality. And everybody, Jody and Jason and Sam and Jillian, everybody was just so wonderful. And I just love this team. And I miss the people that weren't there, Mika, Melanie, and you, my little friend right there that I could see you, Marjorie, your face is right in front of me. I missed those people, but we had fun. It was the best time, and it was my first event, and I absolutely loved it, and it makes me want to go to all the others.
Yep.
I'll stop talking.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. All right, Samantha. Samantha's getting her hair done. Where are you in the process now, Sam? Oh, is she still under? She's got foils.
Gonna talk now.
It's awesome.
Mine was writing down your contacts out of your phone because not everybody's on social media. So that really stuck out to me. And then messaging the people that don't have social media and sending them like pictures and trying to make times to meet up with those people. I never thought of that before. Like just the social media part.
Yeah, that is a good idea. We kind of forget about those people that aren't on social media, and they're right there on your phone, and you have all their numbers.
Yeah.
So you can call them, Sam.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Well, you get the award for most dedicated tonight, I think. Showing up in the hair salon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is one of my VIPs too.
Oh, what's her name?
Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Anna.
All right. I think Noelle's going to go next. Thanks, Sam.
Okay, usually, when you go to a convention or something, you kind of take away one or two nuggets. To me, the whole day was one huge nugget. It was awesome. So mine was probably the 7 steps of a winning day. And I'm just going to run through the basics as far as the 7 steps, but I'm going to focus on number 2. So number 1 was sow seeds for later. Number 2 is get noticed by adding value to people's lives. I'll come back to. Number 3 was invite 3 people to check out the Plexus Vision. So again, you're celebrating your no's as well as your yeses. Number 4, move people to the next step in the relationship. 5, use a third-party validation as social proof. So you're inviting them to the next company call or event. You're inviting them to team opportunity tools. Could be our mixology or your sip and whatever you guys call your events. Number 6 is stay relevant in social media, in the social feed. 3, relationships, developing stories, building credibility and trust, keeping it simple. Number 7 is duplication. And all of that, when they were going through it, is a total of 2.5 hours per day that you're working on all of these. So going back to number 2, the reason that one stood out was you're adding value, because again, you're trying to hit their pain points and figuring out who your who is. And so you're being intentional with your posts. You're making prospects the hero. So you're feeling their pain because you've either been there or you know people that have been there. So the thing that stood out was she put, Genevieve was like 1 post a day, 2 reels a week, 1 live a week, and that will double your business. And you can do reels and lives, you know, for free. You can go to Instagram, you can go to Google. She was, you know, anything about any of this training. If you have any questions, you can basically go to Google, you'll find it for free. And then she just said, okay, that's doubling your business. So if you want to even more so, you could do, you know, 2 posts a day or 4 reels, or do two reels a day and 2 lives a day. And it just keeps building your business because it's getting outside of your main network. So like for me, I have like 1,500 friends on Facebook. So if I do reels and lives, that's going to go outside that scope to possibly whatever, 5,000 people, maybe more, just depends, because you're reaching people that are feeling that pain. So I just found that, you know, and adding value, you know, you're educating them, you are entertaining them. So like you put humorous posts out there. It doesn't have to be product driven or even business opportunities. You just want to be able to relate with them. And then the third one she said was to inspire them. So I just found that like a huge nugget because there was so much just within number 2. But I just also, everything was 2.5 hours, and most of us have 2.5 hours at some point.
So Noelle, what you're talking about, that winning day, that is so key. And then to bring it back to what Phoebe was mentioning about the brownie recipe. So like, let's just say you don't have that time a day, one day, right? Let's say you have a busy day. So you can still do the winning day. You just cut the recipe in half. Right. But you have to do all the things. Mm-hmm. That's when we talk about the brownie recipe and in relationship to the winning day, that's what we mean. And, you know, you can't have a thriving business by just doing 3 things out of the winning day. You have to do them all, but you have to like in the right ratio. So just cut it down if you don't have a lot of time one day, right?
Correct. You got to add the eggs.
Mm-hmm. You got to add the eggs, right? That's exactly right. So yeah, that was so good. Thank you. Thank you, Noelle. Christy.
There, sorry, had to get off mute. So I picked up on a lot of good key things that was shared, but one thing that kind of stuck out to me was when they were talking about, you know, we're all at Gold School, and like, you know, we should all be proud of ourselves for making it to that point. And really, you know, some people might be fine with staying gold and not really have a vision of going any further than this, but it also can be a turning point in people's businesses as well, where we're really turning, you know, what might be kind of a little side hobby, you know, into a professional, you know, a profession. So obviously, you know, they went into depth as to how this can be accomplished, but really they talked about scalability, and you know, there's a formula for that, and that's just using simple systems, doing those daily, and then duplicating through others. So, you know, they're talking about, you know, doing all the things. Well, you know, when you put all of those together, you know, it's really going to determine, you know, how far you go and kind of the track that you're on. So, you know, everybody's path's different. Everybody gets to where they're at in a different way, and there's no right or wrong way of doing it. But if you just kind of look at the bigger picture, though, you know, there are easier ways to do it. So like, for instance, some people can get to gold all by themselves. Like they're not, like they're just signing up VIPs, you know, left and right, which is fine. But if you want that to be sustainable, you really got to take another look at that and be like, okay, this probably could have been done differently if maybe I, you know, signed up a VIP, but then I asked them to sign up for VIPs. it really makes things so much simpler and easier on yourself so that you're not really, taking all of that load on yourself. So, so that's just one point, just really honing in on duplication, and then not being scared to talk to other people about, sharing the business or sharing their links for you, because it helps you out in the long run.
Yes. Yep. Genevieve talked about our mission should be 4 by 4. She calls it 4 by 4. So 4 VIPs who each get 4 VIPs. So I think we've been kind of accustomed to putting the emphasis on 3s, right? Power of 3. But now the current way of thinking is more 4. So if you have 4 customers, 4 VIPs who each get 4 VIPs, then you are a gold. So, and you have and then as you keep developing, she'll talk to like me at the Jewel level a lot about having 4 engines, like 4 legs. So if you develop that early on, then that's kind of that scalability that Christy is talking about. If you already have 4 working legs, you're going to get where you want to go a lot faster. And Genevieve also said many times, make it simple. She'll say, can grandma do it? Make it look like grandma can do it. If grandma can't do it, then it's too hard. So make everything simple, So that was good. Thanks, Christy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I just turned 50. You don't have to call me grandma. Okay.
I'm the grandma. Remember? No, you're the grandma. Are you the grandma?
Micah's literally grandma.
All right, Jillian's gonna bring us on home here.
All right, so quick note on the 4 with 4. She said that makes your, like you said, the legs of your table. So you are
right.
Yes, that was like a light bulb moment. That makes sense to me. The whole table thing. I don't know why she had to say that part for it to click with me, but to hold everything up, you need those 4 legs with those other 4 people working. And that was like, oh, that makes sense. So anyways, quick side note. All right. So I am going to talk on goal culture versus growth culture. This really stuck out to me, probably because I felt a little attacked during it. So anyway,
were your toes stepped on?
A little bit, yeah. So if you are goal culture, you're working on you're focusing on value of achievement, focus on status, emphasize is on me, and your target is your arrival. So you're more focused on yourself. You're thinking, how can I reach gold? But by yourself, not growing. You're not growing anything. You're thinking all on how to do it yourself. Focus on your status, emphasizing yourself. Your target is, one of mine was making it to Wild Horse Saloon, right? Or getting my boots. And I think those are great. I mean, obviously it was amazing to reach that, but was I really focused on growing my team through that? My main focus was on the boots and getting where I wanted to be. So then you go over to the other side of it, and that's the growth culture, which is values development. So you're not just thinking about achieving something, you're developing yourself and your team through it. Focusing on stretching your mindset, stretching your way of thinking, those sorts of things. Emphasizing the we, not just me, how are we as a team going to get there? And then the target is growth, whether it's growing your team, yourself obviously matters too, but I don't know, that just really hit me. I need to stop focusing on these prizes and focus more on the long-term goal and growing rather than just achieving. So another quote that they said, love people. I really try and do this, but I like to make excuses on why I don't have time. So that was hard for me too, because I think that is so important to go back and love on the people you have and love on the people that you want with you in the future. So really just loving people as you share Plexus. So that's mine.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else? Questions or comments? Anybody?
I think there's one more thing that, as we were sitting here sharing about what was said at Gold School, and I think Alec said something very important to all of us, was that, you know, he has to balance work and life. And he reflected back on when his kids were growing up and how he would, you know, take phone calls and things like that when he was supposed to be, you know, being with his family. And yeah, he was jumping on the trampoline and he got a page on his pager. Kind of dated all of us, right? But he said, like, when you're doing something, be all in that moment. So if you're with your family, be all in with your family. If you're working on Plexus, be all in with Plexus. Don't try to intermingle them, because you're gonna lose not to multitask. You're gonna lose what you're supposed to be focusing on. And you know, he said that the memories that he could have made with his kids, he can't get that time back. And he's right, you know. So I think that was something else that was important. So like Jason and I, when we go out for our 2-mile walks, you know, sometimes I'm doing Plexus on my phone. I'll be walking and talking and stuff. And so I've decided, for me, like when we're out doing that, because that's time that I get to spend with him, that I'm all in that moment. I'm not going to be doing Plexus at that time. Like I've got other times that I can be doing Plexus when he's not awake. So I thought that was something else to share.
I love
Awesome.
that. I
Very
love
good.
Alec.
Yep.
Did he cry? Like he always cries. Like, and then he gets me all like teary, like, oh,
No, but he did have the third balance of faith,
Yep.
because he
He
said
always says that.
faith, family,
Right.
Plexus.
Plexus. Yep.
Yep.
I
Yep,
love
you're
that he
right.
says that. He's been saying that for years, that is his focus and his priorities, faith, his family, and Plexus. And y'all, to know that we're involved in a company where the president will stand on a stage and say that. Like,
And
that's
the other
huge.
thing that Genevieve said too was, you will never hear him get up on the stage and say, go sell. It's always about the balance of the three. He said the rest will take care of itself.
Mhm.
So that was cool too.
Love that. Love it. Well, I wrote a bunch of notes just while y'all were talking. I had so much FOMO. so
I have one more quick thing.
Go ahead.
One of my favorite things that they talked about was about sharing on Facebook and about less is sometimes more. I have issues with that. I like to talk and I like to type. So less is more. When you do those side-by-side comparisons, one, they said do it in your stories, and I've never done them in my stories. I've always just put them on my page. And then the other was to say, you know, look at this amazing transformation or whatever. Look at such and such. Contact me if you want to know what she's doing. Not giving all of the info out right then. And then using feelings that are relatable. So instead of saying things, their example was like, oh, this person has Hashimoto's, you know, do you have Hashimoto's? Those sorts of things. Use things that people can relate to, feelings, words that are feelings. So they have people throw stuff out like, have you been, you know, feeling angry, broken, frustrated, hopeless, stressed, those sorts of words that people can feel and relate to, and you're going to reach more people than just someone with a certain, you know, Hashimoto's or inflammation or whatever. So that was another key point, I thought.
Well, that keeps us compliant too, which protects the company.
That's
And,
what
you
she
know,
was talking about.
we talk so much about inflammation, and and really I guess that is not a word we're really not supposed to use. But a good point was made, and that is somebody who has inflammation, they don't really know they have inflammation. So you can have a post about inflammation, but somebody who actually has it, they're not really going to register they're not, because they don't really know they have it. And I was telling the girls about, I will never forget when Micah and I were sitting in Smoky Row that day, and I didn't know I had inflammation, and we were looking at a picture from my past. And Micah goes, "Look at your face." And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Look at how different you look." And then we did a side by side, and like I had a puffy nose, puffy neck, and I didn't know I had inflammation until I saw it, so that really rang true with me. I was like, yeah, people that have inflammation don't necessarily know they have that. So we could post all day about that, and it's going to go right over people's heads. Yeah.
I love what Amy says. She says, I use the fear of having to wear real pants in a few days. Teachers who are going back to school to start my stories this morning about the reset. I have had so many more people reaching out to me because of that. My niche of the TikTok, Insta is teacher talk and Graham. So I had to think of a way to relate to teachers to reel them in. Love it. Yep.
The other thing to go along with all of that, they also said it's okay if you get retail customers. It's okay if they just want to order one product. You just figure out what they can afford and what they can do. One product is okay, because eventually all the points will add up, and that's still beneficial to you. So that kind of wraps up everything, because you want to try to sell them a system, of course, but at some point they may not afford it now, but they could then if they can jump on the business opportunity. So you never want to say no to one product or retail.
Yeah.
Well, just like today, I was out shopping on my lunch break, and a girl from church who's one of my VIPs, she hasn't ordered. But I noticed the other day that she ordered ProBio 5, and she was in front of me in line, and she's like, we caught each other's eye. We're like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" She goes, "Girl, my husband swears by ProBio 5. So, I mean, if that's all he ever orders, that's all, and if it's doing wonderful things for him, but he might be the type to tell his other friends about, and maybe they would order something, in addition. So yeah, I have to get that mindset too. Like, it's okay if they don't order a welcome pack or $100. Like, it's fine.
I think Jody's example is very mind blowing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The points.
She'd have almost Ruby points. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Well,
it okay to just get ProBio 5 though? Isn't the BioCleanse necessary along with the ProBio 5?
Ideally, but if they're having regular bowel movements, then
it's okay. Okay.
Yeah. They do work synergistically together, but
Jody and I were only buying ProBio 5 for the longest time. I don't even know how long we were doing that, and that's all we were buying from Beth. That was it. ProBio 5.
Isn't that crazy?
Is that the microphone?
That's what I was going to say. I like the microphone in the back.
Yeah.
Where is it?
The baton got passed. The baton got passed, so I've got it.
I saw that picture where y'all are like doing the baton.
Yes, yes.
I'm just FOMOing all weekend, like watching what y'all do.
We're trying to decide if this will show up on the ship or not. I don't want them to take it away from us.
Right. I was humming the Chariots of Fire theme song. Da, 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 and they were handing off the torch.
Please tell us the story on that gold microphone. I don't get it.
Okay. Well, when we were at convention and we were at the gold party, they had these on the tables, on some of the tables, not all of them, but some tables had these microphones, and I was just messing around with it, singing to some of the songs that they were playing with the DJ and everything. And so Marjorie and I decided that we wanted the microphone, but neither of us had a bag to put the microphone in, but Beth did. We tried to stick it in her bag and it actually fit. We were like covering it up. And then she comes over. She's like, "What are you two doing?" We're like, "Nothing." And so she goes through her bag and she's like, "Oh no." And she takes it out. She's like, "I am not having that." And so, and Noel is like, "What are you guys?" I'm like, "We're microphone from the table. And Noelle was like, okay. She walks right on in, grabs the microphone, puts it in her bag. As she comes out, she goes like, let's go. So now we've decided that the microphone is our mascot, our team mascot, and it will have to appear. Yeah, I will pass it along at some point to somebody. So it will be at all of our events now. So I'll have it here for our team meetings as long as I have it.
Beth said it best. She said it's not the sisterhood of the traveling pants, it's the sisterhood of the traveling microphone.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's the story behind the microphone. So
I love it.
Yeah, lots of fun.
All right. Well, this was wonderful. I enjoyed it. Anything else before we close out? I know we're running longer, but we'll do prayer requests. Anybody have anything?
I have.
Well,
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Well, I'll go.
You go.
Thankful for safe travel for everybody, because we had many people on the road from our team this weekend, and we all got back safely and just had a wonderful time together.
Yep. So my two are, my dad moves into the memory care center on the 10th. And so if you guys can continue just to pay for my mom and my dad, not really sure. I haven't talked to my mom in a week, so I don't know if he even knows that he's really doing this or not. So, so just prayers for her and my dad. And then my second prayer request is I actually interviewed for another job last week, Thursday. It was a job that fell in my lap just a few days before that. I sent in my resume the day before and they interviewed me on Thursday. I have feelings of just indifference for the interview, but the job could actually, on top of with Plexus, can be very life-changing for Jason and I. It would still be working from home. So just prayers for that, because I guess I should know something this week if I'm going to be, moved further into the process or not. So whatever God wants for that.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? All right. Okay. Well, let's pray together and we will close this out. Heavenly Father, we just come to you tonight. First of all, I just want to thank you so much for this group of men and women, and just the bonds that we created and the friendships that have been formed through this Plexus opportunity. Lord, you knew all along that you would connect us in some way, in some form, and we are all just such blessings to each other. And Lord, we just are so thankful for this company and the leadership and how they just spend so much time and effort pouring into us so that we can learn and grow, so that we can bring that back and grow our businesses and just continue to love people well. Just help us to make that our team motto, just love people, Lord, because we know that when we do that, the points will fall into place, the paychecks will fall into place. Like, that's what it's about, is just loving people and helping people, providing them with hope and health and happiness. So Lord, we just pray tonight. First, our just praise for safe travels for everyone who went to Gold School, that it went so well. Everybody made it home safely. We pray for Jody's parents, her dad, as he transitions to this memory care center. Lord, that you just be with him, be with her mom. It's just a hard time, and we just ask that you just comfort them through this and just give them guidance where they need it. And then we just pray for Jody's interview, or you already know the outcome. And if this is part of your plan for Jody and Jason in their future, that the pieces will fall right into place. So we just are going to watch expectantly to see what happens with that, and just give you praise and glory through this process. Lord, again, thank you for all of these friends, and for any unspoken prayer requests. You know the needs, and we just love you so much. And we ask this all in your name, we pray. Amen. All right. Well, this was great. I enjoyed every bit of it. So I will be putting the recording in the Together We Rise group tomorrow. I'll put the graphics for Let's Get Active in the chat. So let's start putting that in our stories, posting about it. You know, who wants to be my partner? You know, if you get more than one partner, then get them to get a partner. Oh, well, you know, who can you bring? So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And just remember that it is a $10 per team entry fee to do it. So, all right. Well, y'all have a great rest of your night. Love y'all so much. Bye.
Bye.